All right, so in your packet for going home, you should have received something that sort of looks like this. All right, this is a blank template for our paper globes. Now, you have just like a plain paper one, and you also have some cardstock ones. Now, the plain paper one is more for you to just kind of practice on, and actually this one is just a blank plain paper one, so you can see how that turns into this. And I'll do a video on how to actually do this later. Right now we are just going to talk about some like helpful hints and tricks for designing them. Now what you need to do first is you have to pick a theme, okay? So your theme could be something as broad as plant life, or it could be something as narrow as like a specific type of plant life, okay? So for example, this one is flowers and leaves. So you can see like flower, leaves. Okay? And so this one's already done and it's all put together, and this is out of that like thicker cardstock stuff. You can see it's a little bit more, little less of a squish to it than the other one. All right. Now your theme could also have something where like the 3 bands. So on this one, the 3 bands are all similar. They're not the exact same because we don't want them all to be the same, but you can see like they're all different types of leaves with different types of flowers. Whereas this one, it's not colored yet, but this one is the primary colors. So we've got things that are red, things that are yellow, and then things that are blue. And then for the little curved parts where they will overlap, I ended up doing like the secondary colors, so orange, green, and purple. So hopefully when it all gets put together, and if I pay attention to where I'm doing it, it'll be like where the blue overlaps the red, I'll have my purple stuff, and where the red overlaps the yellow, I'll have my orange stuff. And so that's another way that you could do it, is where the little half circles are like transitions between the two. Or this one's really not done yet because it's not even traced yet. This one is like it's got like an underwater theme, and so you can kind of see like we got the jellyfish and then the seahorses, and this one's not done yet. But this one plays a little bit more into the basic like shape of things. So it's got the border here and it's got the border along the edge. Now, some helpful hints when you are designing. First and foremost, we are cutting these out, okay? They are all going to be cut out, and then they're going to be looped together. So if it runs off this side, it's going to end up touching this side. So you can see with none of these did I draw something that went off the edge. Whereas with this one, like the little rope along the edge it is in fact going to wrap around. So you might want to go in and measure if you're going to have something that's touching the edge on both sides. All right? Because this part right here is just where they're going to overlap so that they don't move. You are also going to have it where these parts right here, so this is the same band. This is the same band, the curve. You can see that it overlaps the same band here. So pay attention to that if you want your stuff to, like with this one, all of these are orange ones, okay? Because this is the same band that wraps around and overlaps this band right here, okay? Some other things to think about are parts of your globe of the strips are going to be hidden, like you can't see them. But it's the parts that are right here and then where we're going to attach them together. So these parts are the parts that are actually going to be more prominent and seen. So like you can see these parts, but then right down the middle, it's covered and you can't see it anymore. All right. So some other things that you're going to want to think about too is once you're done tracing, so like this one's not traced, you're going to want to go in with an eraser and just get rid of all those extra pencil lines, because these things are going to end up looking very complex. Like that's the whole point, is they start out really simple just with these bands, and then they become very complex. And when you put them together, people are going to be like, how is this even possible? Okay, but you'll know because I'm going to show you. But that means that any extra like little details that you don't want need to go away. Otherwise, it's going to be very confusing when you're actually looking at the item. Now, we are going to be using colored pencils for ours, okay? If you don't have colored pencils, just let me know. But that makes it so that we can do our value shifts and whatnot. It also makes it so, you know, the colors are all kind of you can mix and match, and like with this one, all the colors are kind of in that same color palette, that same theme. This one, obviously, we're gonna have all 6 colors of the rainbow going on there. So think about that too when you're coloring. Like how are the colors gonna look together? Because they're not gonna stay separate. They're gonna start overlapping each other. But if you wanna practice, like I said, you have a couple blank templates and whatnot. But so I would print it off on blank paper if you need to print one off. But other than that, you just got to pick a theme. That's the big thing. If you need any help, just let me know. But I am going to finish coloring this one up so that I can show you guys how to actually make it into a globe.